All right, guys, we have a fun video here today because this is a product that I've seen all over Instagram, kind of promising a lot of performance that I was really hesitant on. So I went ahead and bought it. And I have to say, overall, I'm actually quite impressed with it. However, it is very expensive. So we're going to get into all of that here shortly. Just watched this, so I have some experience with it already, and I will show you guys that here shortly. What I do want to note, though, is this is my first time using both of these products, so I don't have long-term results for it yet. So keep that in mind, but I want to give you guys my first impressions of WR Performance Total Wash. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the price of these kits. I bought two. So I have the Total Wash Off-Road and then I have Total Wash Street. The difference is between these two, they state on not much on their website actually. The only difference on the website that I saw was Total Wash Street says it's safe for all surfaces and finishes versus the Off-Road says it's safe on soft metals like aluminum and anodized components. So safer route, I guess, would be the Street. However, we will get into the pH testing and all that stuff later in the video to really compare these two side by side. Now, when we talk about the kits, here's what they come with. You unbox it, you get a foam cannon head, you get the straw for it, and you get 2 bottles of the Total Wash product. And that comes in at a cost of $99.99, so $100 for that. Now, when you go in and look individually at the cost of just a bottle of product, if you want to buy a refill, it's $20 for this liter of product. So the kit, I was trying to break that down. I was like, does that make sense? So 2 bottles of the product, that comes in at $40, and I'm fine with that price. A liter of the soap at $20 is fine, except you do have to use, like, you hook it up to a foam cannon, your dilution ratio is like nothing. You use a ton of product. So you probably realistically get 1 to 2 washes out of a bottle, so $20 there. But when you add that up, right, $40 worth of the chemical, and then there's $60 left over. So that $60 is left of packaging and the foam cannon head. The foam cannon head, it's nice, but it's a $20 item, guys. To be perfectly honest, you can buy foam cannons right off of Amazon that would be equivalent to this for like 20 to 25 bucks, and that comes with a bottle. So that would get us to $60. So again, and those are all retail prices at normal for those items. So the price is high. So both of these two products, right, either the Street or the off-road version, are the same price across the board. The difference, again, safer route, and then this one they actually state on here. Let me go ahead and just bring this over to you so you can actually see. It says Total Wash Street, a gentle formula with hydrocoat technology, which is their own stuff that you can buy a spray of it, that leaves a wax-like coating that repels water and makes drying a breeze. The Total Wash Off-Road, on the other hand, is just a highly aggressive formula designed to be tough on the worst grime. Now, we're about to get into the testing, but I just want to note, I saw a little bit of water repellency from the Total Wash Street, but nothing crazy. I would definitely go with a different type, like I would use it as the soap. I would still use a protection after that, if that's what you're concerned about. So let's go ahead and get into the testing. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and test both of these on the panel of the van. Like I already showed you the before of this thing, it's pretty hammered. So on the side, we're gonna spray one in one section, the other in the other section. Same thing for the front as well, just to see what kind of cleaning ability they actually have. So here we go. We'll start off with Total Wash Street. Again, from what I read, this one just seems to have a little bit of a protectant in it, or like a wax additive. So we'll see if that actually does leave anything behind where it seems like it's rejecting any water, versus the off-road version, which is supposed to be like the heavy cleaner. We're going to test the pH of these as well after. Obviously, no dilution. We're going straight. The only dilution is going to be from the foam cannon, our pressure washer. And that's going to vary, well, yeah, that can vary slightly between pressure washers, but depending on the orifice they have in here, we should be about the same. So, all right, so we've got the pressure washer on. We're starting off with WR Performance Products Total Wash Street. Here we go. It says, interesting, it says on here it makes 5 gallons. So this is a 1.85-ish gallon per minute pressure washer. So that should last us, let's see, 2 minutes would be about 4 gallons. So 3 minutes worth of spray. I'm not going to test that right now, but that's what you can assume. So within 3 minutes, this thing should deplete all the way out. But here we go. Let me test the fan spray. Tighten all the way down. close. The foam isn't super thick. We could probably manipulate that with this thing just like normal. You just reduce or take out the quick connect. There's an orifice there, but I'm sure this is designed the way they want it. So we're gonna let it sit. Gonna see if it's starting to, I mean, come in close right here. So I don't know if you can see that, but it is definitely pulling dirt off and starting to pull down already. If you look down at the soap on the bottom, you can definitely see contamination and dirt buildup in there. So it's cleaning for sure. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is specifically between the street versus the off-road. Again, is it just the additive, or is the Total Wash off-road a higher pH possibly to break everything down, or even a lower pH? But again, we'll test that here shortly. We're going on directly to a dry panel. I'm going to try and not touch this at all. I'm going to rinse from this direction so that we don't affect this area. Now they do state to leave this on for 1 minute. Don't let it dry on the vehicle, but 1 minute of dwell time. So we're going to let that happen. Let me see. If you get in close again though, I do want to pick up all this dirt. It's definitely pulling off a lot of stuff. So that looks good. That's encouraging. So we'll give it a little bit more time. The 1 minute dwell time, we can go longer than that, I'm sure, as long as it doesn't dry onto the vehicle. So I'm gonna let it sit a little bit longer, just to make sure we get that full minute. Okay, so it's been a minute. We're gonna go ahead and rinse, make sure everything's good to go. So here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and take that up front. Check this out. I mean, it did an absolutely great job of pulling off a ton of dirt. Even some thicker stuff that was down here, it did help pull it off. So I'm now, as far as so here's probably the water reaction they're talking about with the street. So that's a little bit more of like a wax additive. It's helping to break apart the water. So that's all great. It's still, again, we're going to test the pH here in a little bit to really see where we're at. But let's go ahead and move on to the off-road version. All right, so we have the off-road version here. Again, let's film the door panel really quick because this is really dirty. We're also going to have the window on this one, which will be encouraging to see how that comes out also. So here we go. So again, not the thickest foam or anything like that, but that honestly, I mean, depending on the chemical, sometimes they're designed that way. I know some built hammer products aren't the heaviest foaming product, but they do a really good job. So I'm not really concerned with that. I just really want to see the cleaning ability of this stuff. So again, 1 minute. Again, this also makes 5 gallons. Scent wise, I mean, nothing like specific really. Actually, really quickly, I'm going to hit the tire as well. Just see if that pulls off any browning right away. There's a ton coming off here, but again, let's just let that dwell for 1 minute and then we'll test it. So again, guys, this has only been on for like 20 seconds so far, but tons and tons of stuff breaking off. I mean, look at all that line of dirt there. So looking good so far. I don't know. We'll test this some more, but again, we still have to go to the front panel here. This is where we have the whole window that is absolutely filthy. The hood, absolutely filthy as well. So we'll test that. All right, so we're coming up on a minute here. For the door is all ready to go. I just wanted to show you guys the browning that is coming off the tire as well. This is kind of reminding me of Jimbo's product. I know his dilution ratios, you can get a lot of browning out of the tires as well. So all that's looking good. Jimbo's, again, he has that listed as an 8.5. That is as it falls off the panel, 8.5 pH as it comes off the panel. Out of the bottle, it was like a 12.5 or something like that. Diluted down, it was still about a 12 for me. And then off the panel came to around that 8.5 mark. So we'll see what this does out of the bottle as well for the pH, but I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off now. And one of the other things that I wanna monitor over time is if it does anything to the black. Does it, I mean, again, this is a very, very older oxidized vehicle here, so I'm not too concerned with that currently on that. But again, we'll monitor it to make sure it's not bleaching out the blacks, especially like on the mirror casing here. So we'll just have more of a drip there. We'll go ahead and rinse it off and then we'll inspect it. Okay, so again, looks very, very good. Looks similar to the other side, the street side. With the cleaning ability, this is the street side. Everything looks pretty good there, right? All that dirt's removed. This is the off-road side. Again, this is just still, you know, that's little scratches in there, but overall it removed all the dirt. Now, really quickly to check, here's the other section that was not touched. I'm just gonna rinse this and see what's left behind to make sure that like it's not just coming off without anything crazy. So hang on. So again, this area is strictly just a rinse, no soap. Okay, so what I'm seeing is a lot more, it got, you know, obviously a lot of the surface stuff came off, no problem. But there's also a lot more embedded things in this panel, right? All this stuff. And it's just a lot of, you can see there's just a layer of dirt still kind of baked in a little bit versus this side. Here, let me rinse that again really quickly. This side's nice and clean, right? Pretty pure on the paint. And then this side was the off-road version. Again, nice and pure on the paint. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this side now. Again, it's gonna be a little bit diluted, but we'll hit that with the street side, with the street product, and then look at the paint again and see if it made this stuff look better, because right now there's still a lot in there. All right, so again, spraying this section now with the street version, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go to the front end of the vehicle. I'm gonna spray half of it with this, and then come back and grab the off-road version. Okay, go ahead and go to the front of the vehicle. Again, if you guys look up top there too, it's absolutely filthy. So I'm just gonna go half of the vehicle. Okay, then I'm gonna switch over to the dirt, off-road one and do the other half. All right, so we'll let those dwell and then re-inspect. Again, guys, this stuff comes in, I'll have to look at all the buying options, but it comes in a kit, so you get the foam cannon head and 2 bottles in a box, and then you can also buy additional bottles. It's not cheap. That's the only downside of this, is it's not cheap. And then also we want to find out, as far as the pH levels go, I'm just nervous that I'm going to be stripping protection. So that's one thing we'll test here in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to rinse off this section now. Again, it was diluted down. I started off with the rinse, then we went to the Total Wash Street version and applied it on there. So a little bit more diluted than it normally would be. We're going to rinse this off, and then we're going to go straight to the front end, rinse both those off, and then we'll inspect. Come up close here. So as I'm rinsing this hood, again, this is heavily contaminated, guys, but as you're rinsing, right, you can see as I'm sitting a little bit closer, this section's getting really clean, so it did break that down. But it's not like I can just, you know, easily remove it. I still have to get in kind of tight, and it, versus like a contact, you can see it's going to do that, stay back. So my recommendation, if something's really dirty and you're using the street version, contact wash is still needed here. Again, it's a good quality soap. It seems like it's really doing a good job of breaking everything down, but contact wash is still needed. So we're gonna go over to the other side here. Again, this is the off-road side. Okay, so clear as day, the difference between the street and the off-road. On this front section, as you can see here, that's where you can see all this leftover dirt and everything here. Again, it was doing a good job. This was just getting closer. It pulled it all there, but contact wash definitely still recommended. Then we come across the panel here and we get to this side that was the off-road side. Hopefully that's focusing for you guys. And the paint is much, much cleaner. Now, disregard all this, you know, scrapes and bangs and everything on this hood. But as you can see, that versus that. So huge difference there. Way more cleaning ability with the off-road version. But again, they do they state that there's like some sort of additive for protection on the street version. All right, guys, so it's time to test the pH of these products. So I poured a little bit into each one of these little beakers here. On the right-hand side here, we have, or my right-hand side, we have the street version. And on this side, we have the off-road version. So I have my little Apparent Instruments pH meter here. Go ahead and turn it on. It's all calibrated and good to go. And we're gonna go ahead and drop it on the first one. Give it a little spin around and then let it read. So these take a little bit of a while. Once you see a happy face, that's when it starts to calibrate and show the most accurate. And then it'll kind of adjust a little bit from there. But it looks like we're gonna be around that 11.5 mark or so. Let's see. 11.73. I don't know, we're creeping up to 12. There you go, 11.74 happy face. Okay, let me go ahead and rinse this off, then we'll test the off-road version. Same thing, drop it in there, give it a little spin so the sensor can pick everything up. And here we go. I think we were 11.74, I believe, on this one. So let's see what this gets to. Like, honestly, not as high as I thought. Not even close. I was expecting these to be in the 12.5 range, especially the off-road version. I was expecting 12.5 easy. It looks like it's gonna, like, if not higher, honestly. And this one's coming in, I'm assuming it's probably gonna sit around that 12 mark. So let's just see where it gets to, and then we'll know. So as far as any concern about stripping protection, I think even though they are a higher pH, and we're using a lot of products, we're not diluting them down very much, right? So with that said, I think it's the high quality surfactants that are in this that are probably doing the most work and really helping to lift that dirt, break it up, and get it to rinse off. There you go, 12.02, happy face. So I'm actually shocked by that number. I was actually expecting a whole lot more than that. Again, like a lot of the Built Hammer products will be in the 12 range. Geon Foam, I think, was up there. If you actually look at their SDS sheet, even a product like P&S Pearl Concentrate, which is a product that a lot of people love, they list that on their SDS sheet as a pH between 8 and 9. When you actually test it straight out of the bottle, just as a concentrate, it's 10 to 10.5. And then when you do their recommended dilution, it's actually at that between 8 and 9. So the fact that these are 12 and like 11 points, I mean, pretty close between each other. We're just going to call them both 12s, or at least right in that vicinity. I'm shocked with how well they cleaned. They did a great job. The downside is, yes, they are very, very expensive. I'm very impressed with the cleaning ability. That was great. The street one, I don't know. It's fine. I think for the price, it's a little expensive. It's very expensive. But the off-road one did impress me in its performance. With that said, if you're concerned with breaking down your protection, waxes and things like that, yeah, it's going to shorten the life of it. A ceramic coating, I don't know. Like, again, at that higher pH, it's not like excessive. Again, we're probably 11 or so on the panel. Again, it's a higher pH for sure, but like, again, if it was me, with how close the street one is to 11.75 and 11.74, I think it was, versus the off-road one at 12, they're so close anyway. The off-road performed night and day better, in my opinion. So off-roads, I think, is a viable product. I like it a lot. The street one, I would go somewhere else personally for that. But overall, they are, you know, anytime you see something on Instagram, you don't know if it's going to be, you know, the real deal or not. And Total Wash Off-Road seems to do what they say it's going to do. I still recommend doing a contact wash, but if you're in a pinch and you just want to clean up your vehicle quickly and get it all good, it does the job. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.